Well, thank you for coming today, Sydney, for this interview, and we're so grateful to have you here today. During this It's okay. That's my okay. During this interview, we will focus on instructional practices, classroom management, and professional development learned in educational psychology. Was I supposed to say that?
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Okay. Sorry, I'm messing up. So yeah, I just want you to briefly just introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Sydney Sellers. Clements, kind of, because I haven't changed my married name yet, so some people know me as Sydney Sellers, some know me as Sydney Clements. I hope to go by Sydney Clements at the school. So a little bit about me. So my aunt works she used to work as a 6th grade teacher, now she works as a 2nd grade teacher. And she's the one that really inspired me into kind of like this teaching area for my career. I have been working at an elementary school as a kindergarten para for about 4-ish years now. In between that, I was a one-on-one para with a particular student that was new to our country that had some behavioral issues. And then during that time, too, I was also working at a youth crisis shelter for teens from 12 to 18. Basically with, like, they had a lot of issues with foster care system, they were runaways, they were suicidal, they had come out of residential, so a lot of that. So I feel like I have a lot of expertise in behavioral and class management. Like, that's really where I really know de-escalation strategies and those kind of things. During that time, I was also awarded Employee of the Year at my elementary school. So that was pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And about my personality-wise, I got married 2.5 years ago to a guy I met in middle school, actually. So that's pretty cool. And I love reading. That's probably my only hobby. My goal right now is to try to get a library, which I hear is like 1,000 books.
Oh.
I think I'm at like 500, so not even halfway there. Well, I got like a lot to go, so we'll see. And I love writing. I really want to publish a book someday. Those are my main 2 hobbies. I also really love watching movies and TV shows. Me and my husband like to go on hikes, although that's more his thing. I'm kind of like iffy about it. But yeah, I think that's me in a nutshell. Yeah.
Well, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I love that you have 500 books.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And yeah, I think that's so cool. So we're just going to ask you a couple questions now for the interview process.
Okay.
The first question is, how do you incorporate learning theories into your teaching practices? And could you provide an example of how a specific theory has informed your instruction?
That's a really good question.
Yes.
I think my number one is Vygotsky's theory about the zone of proximal skill development. So giving kids a task that is just above their skill to slowly start building their skills up, right? Not giving them something too easy, not giving them something too hard, because as a kid, it's really easy to get discouraged in that way. That was definitely something I felt as a kid. I was the kid that was always being pulled out into interventions, and I was the kid that never had my homework every single day, and I didn't know what was going on, And I think that, for me, it was really easy for me. I was discouraged from, day one, And I just think that it's really important to build that in kids, as well as build their confidence. I think that that's extremely important in school, especially in early elementary school. I think the main point is to build their confidence in the fact that they can learn, not just teaching them, but that they are able to learn, that they are able to do these things, they can do hard things, that kind of a thing. I also really believe in developing independence in kids, and so that goes along with that, with the scaffolding and allowing kids to do things on their own, and letting kids solve problems together, and those same things. And something that I would want to do in my classroom is kind of the classroom meeting, feeling time. I don't have a cute name for it yet, but it's when they have issues with each other, they confront each other and they talk about it as a class. And I'm more of a mediator because I think that's really important. I think that kids need to solve problems by themselves, and they need to learn in education-wise, in emotional-wise, social-wise, all those things. And so that's what I think my main goal as a teacher is. I also really love B.F. Skinner's behavioralism, where he uses positive reinforcement rather than like discipline and like taking away something, whatever, can't think of the word now. But like whenever you give somebody a positive compliment for doing something, so something that I would do if a kid was misbehaving on the rug, it'd be like, oh, okay, I compliment everyone sitting around him and kind of hope he gets the idea, you know, and those kind of things. And like for those kids that have a little bit more issues, like I would compliment them for the things that they are doing. Like even if it was like for 10 minutes, they sat on the rug for 10 minutes, then got up and started screaming. I'd be like, oh, you sat down for 10 minutes, 10 whole minutes. You were able to do that. Like, I think that that's really what I would want to do and accomplish as a teacher.
I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that is a very good goal as a teacher. And it seems like you have just a lot of experience already. And I think that's amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, something that stood out to me that you said was how you want to make sure that every child knows that they can learn. And so how would you differentiate instruction to meet the diverse needs of your students, because every student learns differently?
Yeah. Well, and I feel like this is something that I have a lot of experience in. The school I currently work at is a Title I school. And so we have, I think currently right now in kindergarten, we have like, I would say like 6 kids in my one class that don't speak any English.
Oh, wow.
And so, and they're new to country, and obviously it's kindergarten too, so they're new to school in general, right? And as well as with working at the youth crisis shelter I used to work at, like all of those kids are those kids, like the kids that are seen as a problem, seen as less than, seen as different, those kind of things. And I think that I would really want to cater those kids and really make them feel welcome. Like I think that would be my main thing, is building a relationship with them. I think that would be my first step, building a relationship with them, and then also building relationships with them with their classmates, you know. And I'd want them to hang out with kids like them, but then also kids that are not like them, you know, and have a bunch of different experiences that way. I would also want to have a lot of like social etiquette things. That way it can teach kids how to be nice to each other even when we're a little bit different, those kind of things. And then as far as like the actual like academic wise, I think that like it's really important to have a lot of labels on things, like have drawers that have, okay, this is where the pencils are. And then depending on the grade, even like a picture of a pencil. So the kids know where it is, you know, like the kids that don't necessarily know how to read or are on the same reading level, they can know where things are. And having, like, if it was really young, like kindergarten, it would be, I have a lot of pictures around. So that way then the kids can know. And then, especially the kids that don't speak English, you know, and as while I'm teaching, I would show a lot of picture representation. I would also, I think, be very strategical about the way where I would place kids. So I would want to place them next to kids that are going to help them, maybe that are really helpful and really nice, but also like are a little bit higher. So that way then they can help support them in ways, you know, depending on the kid. Because I could also see a benefit of grouping skills, because like then you can all help each other, and then you can, as a teacher, go to one table to help the group of kids, and the other kids can kind of do the worksheets by themselves, those kind of things. So yeah, I think it would just really depend on kid by kid, but those are like the general ideas that I have.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. Another question that I have for you is, what strategies would you use to engage students who are reluctant to participate or seem disengaged?
This is the hard part for me, the bane of my existence. I think the main part would be like getting to know them. That'd be the first step. Always the first step. I think getting to know them, right, personally. And then I would try to engage them in a way that's like, get to know something that they like, and then add that to my lesson. And like, oh, okay, so-and-so, or like even give them time to come up and be like, okay, so-and-so wants to tell us about soccer. Okay, come tell us about soccer. You know, like those kind of things, and kind of include him in the class and kind of give him his time or her time to like come up and like, you know, to hopefully that would engage them more. As well as like, I think helping them build relationships with each other helps them engage with the class in general. And then I think, again, I would use the positive behavioralism and try to do positive reinforcements to help their behavior in that way.
Great. Thank you so much. We are so grateful for the time that you took to be here today and to give us your responses to the questions that we had and to be applying for this position. We hope to reach out to you again soon. And is there anything else that you would like to add or any follow-up questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, great. Well, again, I think that you would be a great addition to this team. You're very positive. You have a lot of experiences. Your laugh is so contagious. So I just really think that you would be a good fit for this. So thank you again,
so
and
much.
we
Thank
hope to be
you.
in touch soon.